Alright, so this video is gonna be a tier list breakdown of all the regions in Legends of Runeterra. So we got Demacia and Freljord, Ionia, Noxus, Piltover, Shadow Isles, and pretty much that's it. So we're gonna have a breakdown into the ratings as S, A, B, and C. So S means you're straight broken. Yeah, you just gotta play in every single deck you play. S is just the god tier. A is good cards, very, very strong, powerful cards, and you should run. B is like meh. It's like, yeah, if you don't have anything else to play, just play him. C is straight garbage. All right. So the tier list is gonna be broken down. Your main deck, the supporting cards, and the champions in that region. So, we're gonna go down from the best to the worst because it's easier to tell which regions are the best. And obviously, I believe Shadow Isles is the most broken region there is. So, we're gonna start with the first most broken region in the game. We're gonna go with Shadow Isles. So, why is Shadow Isles straight broken? Champions are very good. We're gonna rate the champions with, first of all, starting with Elise. Elise gives you way too many early pressure. The early pressure on Elise is insane because she's a 2 mana 2/3 that summons a 1/1. So it's a 2 mana 3/4. And she has Fearsome. So it's pretty much very hard for you to trade into her. It's very easy to evolve Elise pretty much pre-turn 4. It's good. It's very good. Evolve Elise also push for face damage really easily because you have all these Spiderlings for challenge, and you can just, challenge all the monsters and let Elise attack face, which is why Elise is pretty good. Her spell card is also really nice. It helps you get the evolved Elise faster, which is why I'm gonna put her as an S tier champion. Next up we have Kalista, C tier. Do not play this garbage. Do not even try playing this garbage. Don't even try playing this garbage. She's just not good. Don't play it. Thresh, B tier. That is not A tier because it ain't the greatest. It's B tier because it's better than Kalista at least because he has challenge and the effect is pretty decent. But he only pulls out one champion one time. That's the unfortunate part. So you can't pull out like 6 different champions of Thresh. That's unfortunate. So yeah, that's why Thresh is a B tier champion. Next up we have Hecarim. My opinion is the most broken legendary in the game. First of all, it's a 6 mana 4/6 with Overwhelm. Really nice. If you attack, you summon 2 Spectral Riders. Spectral Riders are 3/2. So it's a 6 mana 4/6 that summons 2 3/2s. So pretty much it's a 6 mana 10/9, which is pretty insane stats. And if you attack more than 8 Ephemera allies, you get the big boy Hecarim, which gives all attacking Ephemera allies +2 attack. Very nice. You have Elise for early game. You have Hecarim for late game to finish them off. Pretty, if you're gonna play if you have Shadow Isles, pretty much this is what you're gonna play. 3 Elise, 3 Hecarims. So main deck, I would give it a A+, meaning that it is very good, but not too broken. Not too broken. So the very, possible main decks that people play are Spiders and Control Commander. Spiders is pretty aggro. Control Commander is pretty annoying to play against. Both are really good decks, but they're not necessarily broken. You can still beat them, in whatever way possible. You also have the Ephemera deck where you play like the Sharky Boy. It's a pretty good deck, but it's definitely not the best. So yeah, this is why it's still an A tier. Next up, we talk about the supporting cards. The supporting card in this deck is definitely a S tier. You could slip in literally anything they play. Black Spear, great removal. Glimpse Beyond, draw 2. Draw 2. Not a lot of cards in this game gives you draw 2. We have this, deal 1, summon 1 Spider. It's pretty good. You could run it, but Black Spear is generally the better option. You have AoE, you have summon more monsters, you have, drain, you have removal, and even more removal. The support in this deck is really, really nice because you have so much removal and you have a decent amount of healing, which is why people would run these cards. Ross is also one of the better removals as well. Yeah, so really, these cards really don't have a downside. You just play them, and it's always so valuable, and you know, it's always worth. And yeah, this is shout outs for you. Next up, I believe Ionia is the second most broken region in the game. I think it could compete against Shadow Isles, but in my opinion, the champions aren't as good as them. We have Zed, Shen, Yasuo, and Karma. Zed, S tier, straight up S tier, no doubt about it. Zed is just good. 3 mana 3/2 summons another 3 mana, another 3/2. Evolve Zed is pretty insane as well. You get insane what's called Living Shadows. Zed is just overall a very good champion for the early game. Like Elise, it gives you a lot of early pressure. So if you need to go, you know, slap them a few times early game, you definitely have Zed to scare them off. And most of the time, Zed eats a lot of removals. So yeah, you could get those removals out of your opponent's hand. Then we have Shen. Shen, yeah, he's C. People don't play Shen in Arena. Shen is I, but Shen is just straight garbage. I have nothing else to say. This guy is straight garbage. They nerfed him pretty hard, I think. He got a lot less health, but yeah, Shen is not that good as it was before with Fiora. Next up, we have Yasuo. Yasuo is like a B in my opinion. He's not trash, nor is he the best. His effect is really nice, but most of the time whenever it's Yasuo players, Yasuo could get just removed by a Black Spear. So yeah, Yasuo isn't that bad, but definitely not a tier or S tier. So next up we have Karma. Karma is a very powerful champion. Very, very powerful. In Arena, she pretty much just, if you play her on turn 10, you're pretty much guaranteed to lose. Or if you don't remove it early enough, you're pretty much guaranteed to lose. She gets too much value, but unfortunately I'll put her as a B tier. The top decks really don't play Karma too much because she's a little bit too late game. And it just gets removed by Black Spear, which is the best removal in the game, in my opinion. Very easy removal. 2 mana for a 5 mana card. Very nice. The spell is really nice, but unfortunately, Karma is not very good in the meta right now. Ionia. Alright. So, the main deck, I will give it an S. Unlike Shadow Isles, the main deck that you're going to play for this archetype is pretty much just straight elusive. Elusive, in my opinion, are the most broken stuff the game could ever add. So, first of all, you have this 1 mana 1/1. Grant an ally +1/+1. It's not bad. It's a 1 mana, give another 1, you know, +1/+1. So it's pretty much like a 1 mana 2/2. The thing is, you could buff Zed, make him a 3 mana 4/3, and his Living Shadow gets stats too, so that's pretty nice. But then we get into some insane stuff. You get this guy, recall an ally. So it's a 2 mana 3/2 elusive. So you can recall the 1 mana 1/1 and buff another card. So you can make Zed a 3 mana 5/4. Can't get hit by Black Spear, pretty much impossible to remove, and you pretty much, the moment you play Zed, you pretty much win the game. It's pretty insane. Buffing this guy is definitely some broken stuff. In my opinion, it shouldn't grant you health. Granting health onto an ally is very annoying, especially if removals can't, you know, deal with it. Next up, we have Green Grave Duo. This card is straight broken as well. If he gets buffed by Inspire Mentor, you pretty much can't kill it. When you summon an ally, give it +1 this round. You could get this guy to a ridiculous amount of attack in 1 turn. It's pretty insane and it's pretty good. We have this guy. I talked about him. He's pretty good. Now we have Denied. Probably the best spell card in the game. You just don't counterplay. You play this card, there's no counterplay. You just look at it and you're like, I just wasted all my mana doing, you know, whatever the hell I'm doing. Deathmark is also a pretty good removal card, but it's only for Ephemera deck. So if you are playing a Ephemera deck, you're probably going to run this. Shadow Assassin, straight solid card. 3 mana 2/2 elusive. When summon, draw a card. Drawing is always good, so you're going to play this guy. Next up, we have the Lifeblade. This guy, holy whatever the hell there is in this game, you know. This guy is the most broken card that ever existed, alright? They nerfed him? I don't care. This guy needs to go, alright? He's a 4 mana 2/3, lifesteal and elusive. So, why is this guy so broken? You could buff this card like to a ridiculous amount of stats. You could buff this guy to like a 5-6 or however far you want to buff him. And pretty much, he hits your face for 5, he heals for 5, he could block for 5 and heal for 5. It's like, yo, this guy just healed back to full health in like 1 turn because he has lifesteal and he's omega buffed. And you can't even trade in, like, you can't even trade to him because he's elusive. And the rest of these cards are the late game stunning cards, which is supposed to be like Yasuo support, but I really don't think they're that good, so yeah. So support cards in this deck. Unlike Shadow Isles, this deck has some battle spells. It's not as good as Shadow Isles. I'm not gonna lie, the support is not as strong as Shadow Isles, so I'll give it an A+. Because it's not an A because Deny is too good of a card. And it's not an S because Shadow Isles just has so much better support cards. So good support cards in this deck type is probably Deny. Deny is hands down the best. You also have Elusive Assassin, which is also a really good support card because it gives you draw power. And you also have Runegrave Duo and this 1 mana do very good support power. And unlike Shadow Isles, you have some battle spells. Like Twin Discipline is pretty nice. Spirit whatever this called, Spirit something, is a good card, but I don't really see people play it. If you do play it, you probably shouldn't. But it's a really nice card, and yeah, if people do play it, it really catches you off guard sometimes. World of Ionia is also really nice. It's kind of underrated, but it's also a really good removal as well. And yeah, that's all there is for the removal, the support cards. Next up, I'm going to go to Freljord. Freljord, I think, is the 3rd best. I really think is the 3rd best region. So I'm going to talk about the champions first. We have Braum, which is, I think, it's a B tier. It's a B tier. This guy gets killed by everything. Like, Noxus shits on Braum so hard, it's unbelievable. And Braum doesn't really put too much pressure onto the board unless he gets buffed. If Braum gets buffed, he's definitely an A tier champion. But Braum, generally, I would put him as a B tier champion. Next up, we have Ashe. Yeah, this champion's an A tier. Ashe is pretty much, I feel like, a little bit too underrated. So when Ashe attacks, you frostbite the strongest enemy. And after you frostbite 5 enemies, you create Crystal Arrow. So you only get 1 Crystal Arrow, and Crystal Arrow is pretty damn broken. So, what is Crystal Arrow? Crystal Arrow frostbite an enemy, then frostbite enemies with 3 or less health, and then draw a card. Most of the time when you play this game, your monster is going to be 3 or less health. So pretty much you frostbite your entire board. But when you get frostbited, you have 0 attack. And those monsters cannot block this turn, which makes Ashe really good for pushing for lethal. So yeah, that's why Ashe is really good. Flash Freeze, the most broken spell there is as well, in my opinion. 3 mana burst, no counterplay, frostbite enemy, you get a free trade. It's pretty ridiculous. That's why Ashe is an A tier, but she's not necessarily too broken. Anivia. Alright, Anivia is the next champion. She's definitely an A tier champion. Not at us, because she wasn't as broken as she used to be. She can't really be a B tier, because there are Anivia decks out there that could shit on you pretty hard. So when she attacks, she deals 1 damage to all enemies, including her Nexus. When she dies, she gets a baby egg, which doesn't do anything until you reach 10 mana and you get enlightened and you transfer to Big Boy Anivia, which does 2 damage to all enemies. 2 damage to all enemies, pretty much straight removal right off the board, really nice. The spell, Harsh Winds, Burst, Frostbite, broken. All you gotta know. Next up, we have Tryndamere. Tryndamere is more like a B tier, definitely not, compared to Ashe and Anivia, definitely not up there, but he is still playable for, people that don't have much champions. 8 mana, A4, Overwhelm, pretty much does a lot of damage. When you die, you level up, and you summon the 8 mana 9/9 with Overwhelm and Fearsome. The battle spell is really nice, but most of the time, you're not going to really use it because giving something more stats doesn't really do much unless you have Overwhelm. It's going to do a lot of damage. So the main deck of this region isn't the best. I would give it definitely an A. Not the best region to main deck, or maybe even a B. So, the main decks that people do play are Frostbite. Frostbite is very good, but literally every other deck is straight garbage. Most of the, every deck runs Almond Hawk. Almond Hawk is definitely a good card. This card, Draw a Champion, I see some people play it, but yeah, I see some people play it, but I don't really see a lot of people play it. Frostbite is definitely the go-to deck that you're gonna play, because Frostbite is OP. This wolf dude, straight broken. When I strike a unit with 10 power, I kill it. No counterplay. You could challenge someone. If it has attack, you could play your Frostbite. Burst spell, no counterplay. So you get a free trade. It's really nice. You kill very big units with this card. So the main deck I've seen people play are Frostbite and the Take Damage. The Take Damage deck isn't really that good right now. So yeah, that Take Damage deck I'll put it as a B tier, even a C tier. You shouldn't play it at all. Next up we have the Elk. What's it called? The Elk deck. I seen some stuff about it. I'm not too sure if it's that good, but people say it's pretty good, so I'll give the benefit of the doubt. I would say it's pretty good then. If you want to try it out, you play the 5-mana 3/3, summon each elk into top 10 of your deck. You play this guy. If you're lucky enough, you get like a bajillion copies of, you know, whatever the hell you get. And yeah, the basic of the deck is that you keep on putting more elks into your deck until you summon this guy and you bring all the bad boys to the yard. So the main deck of this region is an A tier. The only reason why is because Frostbite deck is really good. And yeah, that's it for the main deck. Next up, we have the supporting cards. Supporting cards in the deck, I would say, is definitely an S. Why is it S? Because the combat spells are just way too good. First of all, Almond Hawk is good. It's pretty much like the mentor for Ionia. It's good. They're pretty much the same thing. This guy, 2 mana, 1/2, is your elusive assassin. Draws a card, really nice. And it's a 2 mana, nice to have. Frostbite, broken. Frostbite, broken. Wolf, straight broken. You could, if you're running Frostbite, you're probably gonna run Wolf as well. So yeah. Avalanche is your AoE removal. Not a lot of decks have deal 2 damage to all enemies. This also includes your own monsters, so watch out, don't kill yourself. Harsh Winds, more Frostbite, and that's about it. The only reason why the support for these cards are really good is because they're all burst spells. If there weren't burst spells, they wouldn't be that good. Definitely not better than Ionia, but the support in this deck is ridiculously insane. Like, these burst spells are ridiculous. Frostbite is straight broken. Next up, we have Demacia. Alright, so I'm gonna go over the champions of Demacia. Lucian, he's a C, boys. Lucian really, yeah, he don't work. He really don't work. He gets killed by everything. Literally everything. Elise is better than him. Zed is better than him. You're not gonna play Lucian. Fiora is more like a B tier now. She's not an A tier because Fiora decks really don't go too far nowadays. But Fiora deserves the position she is in right now because she used to be straight broken. Everyone played her, and if you get the win condition, it's too easy to get the win condition before. So now Fiora's a little bit more balanced, but she doesn't really deserve to be an A anymore because she ain't that good, nor that broken as she was before. Garen, also like a B tier champion. Definitely not the best champion in the game, but he's definitely above some. I'll give him a B+. Rally is very strong. People really underestimate Rally, and most of the time people don't understand the Rally mechanic. The Rally mechanic is that you get another chance to attack. So on your opponent's turn, while he's attacking, you most of the time you can't attack because you have to block. So after you block, you could attack because if you have Rally on Garen, which is why he's really good. And he also has regeneration, which is really nice. He doesn't get killed by much things, which is also why he's pretty good. But he's not enough to be broken and be an A tier or S tier. Lux, B tier champion. She ain't garbage, nor she ain't too good. Not a lot of people play Lux decks anyways, but she's a good card itself. So yeah, that is it for the Demacia champions. So the main cards, the main deck for this Demacia region is probably you're gonna go for elites. elites and or straight buffing. That's all you do. Elites or straight buffing. That's literally the only reason why you even play this deck. You have humongous units. You get ridiculous amount of buffing. You get 4 Demacia, which gives all allies 3/3. You have this guy that gives all allies 1/1, and in return, this deck is just straight buffing. If you're playing Demacia main deck, you're just gonna play buff cards. That's literally all you do. And yeah, that's it for Demacia main deck. So the support in this deck, I would give it on the scale of a little bit better than Ionia. Just a little bit better than Ionia. Because the buffing cards in this deck is really, really, really OP. Maybe even S tier. Dawn Speakers, straight broken. At the end of the turn, grant other allies +1/+1 if an ally died this round. This card, I've seen so much spiders, I've seen so much Shadow Owls Demacia. It just gets too ridiculous. Dawn Speaker gets way too ridiculous. You can't get killed by Black Spear, which is why he's so good. You can't kill this guy with Black Spear. This card's already broken. And yeah, he just buffs your units to a ridiculous amount of health and a defense that they just run you down. Next up, we have Standalone. Standalone is good, but it ain't good enough as some of the other cards. It is a burst, give it +3/+3. It's really nice, but the condition to get it sometimes is pretty hard. At late game, it's kind of hard to have one ally, so this is only a really good early game card, and if you do play it early, it's very good. Next up, we have Bladekeeper. Yo, this guy. Woo! This guy gives me nightmares. I see this guy every deck. If you're playing Demacian support, you're gonna run this guy because you're gonna Omega buff a unit. And the unit that you go Omega buff is that goddamn Lifeblade dude, bro. So this guy pretty much buffs that 4 mana 2/3 elusive lifesteal minion and gives it 4/5. That's still a lot of health and defense, and that's a lot of healing per turn. So this is why this guy is very good. Now we have a battle spell, Repose. Repose is a good battle spell. It's just good. That's it. Detain is probably one of the underrated removals. Detain is really good. An ally captures a unit. So the only reason why it's good because you could capture champions. If this can't capture champions, it won't be as broken as it is. And you also have this other spell. It's called Purify. Remove all keywords from a follower. This card is too underrated. No one plays it. It's very, very good. People should play this card. It's a burst. Most of the time, I've seen people Purify like really buffed, minions. It's very good against elusives. If you play this card, if you detain a monster and purify it, they're never going to get their champion back. There's no way to get a champion. It's a 7 mana, just completely remove a champion off the board. It's really good. There's also no counterplay to it. And yeah. Judgment, not really that good. Don't think about playing it unless you're playing a Fiora deck. Radiant Guardian is very good as a support card because it gives you lifesteal. If you need lifesteal, this card is very good for lifesteal. And yeah, that is about it for Demacia. Overall, is generally your more round-based, well-rounded region. It's not bad, nor is it too good. Next up, we have the bottom tier, Noxus. Noxus. Okay, champions. Let's go over some champions. Draven, you're gonna be A tier. You're gonna be A tier. No, not A tier, B tier. Yeah. Discarding cards is a little bit too hefty. It's a price that you have to pay. Discarding is generally not good. The only reason why I put Draven as a B tier is because if he does high roll you with Draven Jinx, you're pretty much screwed. That's the only reason why he's even that good. But other than that, I don't think Draven is the best champion in the game, nor is he the shittiest champion. So yeah, Draven deserves to be B. Next up, we have Katarina. Yeah, this champion's also probably a C tier. Katarina decks right now really don't work because she goes back to your hand. And she's also a 4 mana, rally. Rally is nice. People don't know how to abuse rally. But going back to your hand and playing it for 4 mana again is pretty... is like alright. I mean, definitely people are gonna find ways to use Katarina later on if they know how to use rally, but right now Katarina is gonna be a C tier for me. Vladimir also a C tier champion. Straight garbage, don't play it. At least Katarina is playable, so Vladimir, don't even try bothering making a deck around this. Darius is your A tier champion, your go-to champion for Noxus. Very good, easy way to pushing lethal, very simple, has overwhelm. Once he evolves, he's a 10 attack striker. It's very nice. A tier champion, really solid. When you play a Noxus deck, you're probably going to throw Darius into your deck. Main deck Noxus. I would give the main deck B. B+. The reason why is that the only way you play this deck is by hitting face. You have Legion Rearguard 3 mana 3/2. You have this guy as a pretty much 1 mana 3/2. 1 mana 3/2, 1 mana 3/2. This card pushes for lethal very easily because it's a burst. Pretty much gives you 4 extra damage. You have a random ass spider card. This guy's a 2 mana 5/2, very good. You also have another random ass spider card. You have a 2 mana 5/1, which is really good because that's challenge and kills pretty much everything. Very good removal. Very good for pushing lethal. A big monster for pushing for more damage. You're pushing for lethal, pushing for lethal, pushing for lethal. And yeah, pretty much this deck is just all going for face. Face is the place. If you high roll, it's definitely a A-rated class, but if you don't high roll them and you don't get your damage out early enough, you're gonna get shitted on pretty easily and pretty quickly. Supporting this deck, supporting this deck is non-existent. Supporting this deck is gonna be a B for me, boys. The only support in this deck is probably Brother Bonds because it gives you extra damage, and that's pretty much about it. Culling Strike is also really good. Might is also pretty good. And that's about it, literally. There's only 3 cards you could ever gonna want to play if you're gonna play support Noxus. Other than that, it's pretty much just all hitting face. And that's it for Noxus. Now we're gonna go to Piltover and Zaun. Piltover and Zaun. In my opinion, this and Noxus is definitely the worst. Why? Why is Piltover Zaun not good? First of all, Teemo is a goddamn meme. Yeah, Teemo's a meme. I play Teemo decks. You can see that on my channel. Don't play it. Don't try it. Ezreal, very good win condition cards. A lot of people are playing Ezreal decks right now because Frostbite is OP and Shadow House is OP because removal is OP, and that's really good for leveling up Ezreal. Other than that, Ezreal is gonna be A tier champion. Jinx, B tier, just like Draven. If you don't pull off the combo, it's not gonna be good, and it's pretty much high road. Is a high road deck. Yeah, don't try it. If you want to really go for the high road, you can try it. But yeah, Jinx is gonna be a B tier. Heimerdinger, A tier. You create so many different cards. It's pretty dang good. Progress Day pretty much gives you a 0 mana 8/8. It's really nice. The Piltover main deck is probably one of the stronger regions, but it's still I still rate it pretty lowly. So the main cards you have in this main deck is just Heimerdinger and Ezreal. That's probably the main cards you can run your deck, and then you pretty much just have the discard engine. The discard engine is for you to discard the mushroom clouds that you get from these monsters. So you pretty much get a free draw too most of the time, and all you gotta do is just control them out with Heimerdinger, because Heimerdinger gives you so much value. But I really don't think the deck is necessarily the best against Shadow Isles Ionia. I feel like they are a little bit better. But with Ezreal, definitely your deck is going to be a lot better than... Your win condition is definitely going to be a lot stronger than any other deck. The support in this deck is also not the greatest, but it's good. Dermogenic Beam. It's a slow spell. It costs a lot of mana. It's decent, but not the best. Mystic Shot is your removal. 2 damage, not as good as 3 damage. That's why it's not as that good. Flash of Brilliance, just a 3 mana, create a new spell. It's good. It's just a good card. Get Excited is also pretty good. 3 mana, deal 3, but I'd rather have a 2 mana, deal 3. 4 mana, deal 1 to 2 enemies and draw a card. Drawing a card is definitely nice. Progress Day is probably one of... You're not going to run this card in most decks, or you're only going to run this in the main deck Heimerdinger because it gives you the T-Rex. So the support in this deck, I'm going to give it a B. So that's my ranking of all the regions. The best is going to be Shadow Isles, and then Ionia, and then Freljord, and then Demacia, Noxus, and then Piltover Zaun. That's what I believe are the rankings of the regions I put in. If you guys have a different opinion, please let me down in the comments below how you guys rate them. And yeah, as always, I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll catch you guys all next time. Peace.